Michelle Torrio, and this is the Be Mindful podcast. Hi there, and welcome back to the Be Mindful podcast. On today's episode, it is episode 50. I can't believe it. I am so excited about this episode because this was a great time to talk about you stepping into your next level and stepping into the identity of who you are meant to be in order for you to manifest your biggest dreams and your biggest desires. And if you're new here, welcome. Welcome to the Mindful community. If you are into mindset, manifestation, growth, faith, transformation, then this podcast is for you. So make sure you like and subscribe and share this with someone that you think may be interested. On today's 50th episode, I thought it would be perfect to talk about becoming the next version of yourself and what that looks like. Looking back at my very first episode, I was not where I am today. I was living at my parents' house. I didn't even have a mic. I was recording from my headphones and I was editing on my iPad. I had no idea what I was doing. I was just figuring it out. I just felt very called to start a podcast. And I put myself out there, and here I am now in a completely different life. I'm no longer living at my parents' house. I'm now living in my own home, and I've manifested a few things that have been such big goals for me. And I am in just a completely different timeline now. And the way that I was able to build this life for myself is by becoming a newer version of me. So this episode today is to remind you that you cannot create the life that you want with your old identity. You need to step into the next level you. And we're going to talk about how you can figure out what that looks like today. So you've probably heard people say that you need to become the version of you that can have these things, that can manifest these things. And maybe you've asked yourself, like, I'm ready though. I want these things now. Like, why can't I have it? I know it's annoying to hear sometimes that you have to be patient and you have to trust the process, but obviously that is part of it. But it's really recognizing, like, where in the areas of your life do you need to work on? Like, what would the version of you that has this thing, like, how would they show up? What does that look like? That is what's going to guide you to create the life that you want and manifest the things that you want. A great way to determine what you need to work on is asking yourself, what would the future version me do? So for example, me and my husband are first-time homeowners. And if I were to have manifested this home a few years back, me knowing how I was back then, I wouldn't have been ready. I most likely wouldn't have been able to keep what I have now. So if you're new to this podcast, I do love to talk about my faith and my relationship with God. And if you are not a believer of God, I'm not forcing anything upon you, but I ask you to have an open mind. So what I believe is that God did not give me the things that I wanted yet because I literally was not ready for it. He did not trust me. And without really knowing it unconsciously, I actually didn't really fully trust myself either. And back then, I wasn't as organized or strategic or intentional with where my money was going either. And on top of that, there was just a lot of different skills I needed to build to be able to be the version I am now. So whatever you're trying to manifest and bring into your life, I understand that sometimes it could feel like, no, I am ready. I want this right now. But really, what are you doing right now to prove that to yourself, to build that trust within yourself? If you follow the podcast, you've probably heard this many times, but I'm going to repeat it anyways in case there's anyone new here. Manifestation is a way of being. You must show up as that future version of yourself in order to have what you want. So I'm going to be very honest with you. I have goals for this podcast. I want it to reach masses. And when I started this podcast, I was not showing up as that version who is capable to achieve that. I wasn't being consistent. I was overthinking. I was really like doubting myself, and I was having imposter syndrome a lot. And all of that was just stories bullshit stories that weren't true. And majority of us have bullshit stories that we have been saying over and over for so long that we are not capable. And that's why a lot of people don't show up the way that they want to, because internally there is a story that is in their mind telling them that they're not good enough. And when you don't fully believe in your abilities, you will move mountains to prove that to yourself. So, for example, if any of you are in school right now and you're preparing for a test, if you keep telling yourself that you're going to fail, then what do you think is going to happen? But if you continuously believe that you're going to do well, you are going to respond by taking action to make sure that you do actually do well. So, circling back to manifestation being your way of being, this is a reminder that your identity shapes your actions. You may be someone that's actually dealing with a duality mindset as well. A duality mindset is when you, on one hand, believe in yourself, but on the back of your mind, you're doubting yourself, you're questioning what is possible, if it's even possible. When you are living with a duality mindset, you are holding yourself back from really showing up fully. So your mind can want one thing, but because of your nervous system being so attached to your old identity, you are pretty much in this tug of war between wanting it and knowing if it's for you. So you're probably wondering, okay, how do I change my life? Like, how do I change my identity? And the biggest question you want to ask yourself is, who do I become to sustain it? So a perfect example is me being a homeowner, right? Like, what does that look like? What do I need to be prepared for? So one, I need to make sure I have funds for emergencies, making sure that I always have enough funds for bills and my mortgage. Another is also making sure that I'm able to maintain my house. Like, a clean house means a clean mind, and that's very important to me and my husband. When you sit and write down what that version of you will look like, you are giving yourself a blueprint. Majority of people are trying to find all the answers outside of themselves when really everything is within you. You have every resource to become successful, whatever success looks like to you. You have everything in your power to have and be whatever you want. So the biggest factor here is letting go of that duality mindset and deciding that, no, I can be and have everything that I want. The only thing that can stop us is ourselves. Now, I know that's easier said than done, but when you can trick your brain and train your brain into believing in yourself and believing that you are capable, you'll move mountains. And then you will see opportunities and things start to just flow to you. When you go after what you want, you are respecting yourself. You are giving yourself exactly what you want. So when you tell yourself that you're going to do something or that you want something, go for it. And when you go for it and you do it over and over again, you build the self-trust and everything just starts to become easier. You are rewiring your mind and you are teaching your nervous system that this is your new identity. Identity work can take some time because you have to remember that you have been operating a specific way for so long. So when you introduce to yourself something new, no matter what, it's going to be uncomfortable. And like I mentioned in my last episode, when we go after our dreams, that is alignment. That is you following what is meant for you because your desires are within you for a reason. And when we don't go after what we want, it can create confusion. It can create some doubt and some worry, wondering if we're doing anything right. But when you follow your gut and you lean into things that spark you joy or creates interest for you, you create more opportunities. A question I get asked a lot is, how do you keep going? Like, how do you just know everything's going to work out and how do you not worry? What keeps me going is the desire. It's being so delusional, just the fact that I cannot live this life not achieving the things that I want. Just thinking about a life where I didn't go after all the things that I want creates a lot of regret. And there's been research done for those who were on their deathbed. And the biggest thing they always say is that they regret not going after certain things or not living their life or maybe worrying too much. Now, as I always say, we're not perfect. We live a human experience and we're going to go through challenges no matter what. But I am not going to reach 80 years old and look back and regret that I didn't go after those things. And if you're someone that's listening to this and you feel a little overwhelmed on starting or a little nervous, that's okay. Take one step at a time, little steps, baby steps. And eventually you'll look back and be like, holy shit, look what I've done. I became the expert of what I've been working on, or I freaking manifested this shit. It is so rewarding to be able to look back at all of your progress and know that you didn't give up on yourself. I love talking about stepping into the next level you because there's always going to be different levels no matter what. I used to believe that if I mastered my mindset, everything would just be easy for me and I would be able to navigate through things just easily and I wouldn't have to worry about any doubt or imposter syndrome. And let me tell you, I was definitely way wrong. So, for example, when we got this house, I felt a shift. Like my nervous system was having actually high anxiety. I was in a completely new environment. And when you move in, moving is already really difficult. So all of my stuff was everywhere, nothing was organized, and I was really struggling. Like my body and my mind was struggling. And it's like I couldn't accept the fact that like this happened. And on top of that, because I achieved one of my really big goals, I kept thinking like, okay, what's next? What do I need to do next? And my mind kept racing. So I had to take a step back and really work on my mindset again, rewire my mind. I stepped into a next level version of myself. And I started realizing, oh, wow, these are the current challenges that I have, and I need to work through this. And that's why this work is continuous. Like when you work on your mindset, it is a skill. It is a skill that you can grow and build and improve. And as you do, it'll just get easier and easier. And at every level you'll reach, you will have the tools. So, if you're someone that wants to improve your mindset, you want to embody the next level you, maybe you want to let go of the constant overthinking or the inconsistency of you showing up, I am going to be hosting a masterclass next month. Announcement is coming next week. So, if you're not signed up for my emails, make sure you sign up because you will be first to hear about it. So, if you want to stop waiting to be confident and embody the version of you that you know is within you, then join me next month. This is going to be a free masterclass and I'm going to be announcing it very soon. And when I say very soon, I literally mean I'm going to share more details next week. At some point, you have to stop waiting for your next level life to just magically arrive. You have to decide that you are ready to rise and meet up with that version of you. Leveling up isn't about achieving more. It's about you no longer abandoning your truest self. So maybe, just maybe, the life that you've been waiting for is just waiting for you to step up. So if you're ready to step into this next chapter and really be the next level you, remember that it is required for you to have a different mindset, different habits, a different energy, a completely new identity. And I want to be very clear that there is absolutely nothing wrong with you in this very moment. But if there's other goals and dreams that you have, the version you are right now is not going to cut it. You need to show up differently. And that's when change will start to happen. I really do believe that the version of you that you want to become already exists within you, but they're just waiting. They're just waiting for you to step into that version of them. So if you're going to join me for the masterclass, I highly recommend before the masterclass, journal about this. Journal about the version of you that you need to become in order to have what you want. Recognize the habits and beliefs that you need to let go of and the habits and the beliefs that you need to have now to become that version. And I really recommend to try this every single time you're trying to work on a new goal. In my online coaching program, this is something that we work on. We not only work on identity work, but we work on mapping out how you're going to achieve your goals. And in order to do that, you have to know that version of you and how they're going to show up. Whether you do the program by yourself or you book coaching calls with me, regardless, you will be guided and have the blueprint in order for you to step into that next level. My online coaching program is opening next month as well. So if you want to be on the wait list, check the links in my description. And that is the end of today's episode. I hope you'd enjoyed it. I hope you're ready to step into your next level you. And I hope you join me in the masterclass. So that is coming out next week. All the info for you to sign up. So be ready. And before I go, as a reminder, don't forget to be mindful, because who you are from within will attract from the out. See you in the next episode. Bye.